Welcome back to Starting from Scratch, my 8 episode journey created especially for complete novice investors. I'm Patricia Saylor, managing partner of Saylor Financial Fundamentals, and I'm excited to guide you through today's episode. We'll begin with Alyssa's story, a journey that may feel familiar to you, and by the end, you'll have a vocabulary list, review questions, and a homework assignment to reinforce what you've learned. Let's dive in. Do I need a stockbroker? Alyssa wondered. Where do I find one? And how much will I have to pay them? And what do they actually do for me? As she delved into her research, Alyssa remembered her grandmother telling her about a man in Atlanta, a stockbroker she had relied on to navigate the complexities of the market. Her grandmother had paid him to arrange all of her stock purchases, and Alyssa couldn't help but wonder if she would need someone like him too. She began typing, "What is a stockbroker and how do I buy stock?" As the search results populated the screen, Alyssa felt some relief. Unlike her grandmother's experience, she quickly discovered that the tools available today would make the process much simpler for her. So, where do people actually buy and sell shares of stock? The stock market is the open market where regular activities of buying, selling, and issuance of shares of publicly held companies takes place. A stock exchange is where much of this activity happens. You have probably heard of the two largest stock exchanges in North America, the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. Historically, New York Stock Exchange trading was done by stock traders auctioning shares on the physical trading floor on Wall Street in Manhattan. NASDAQ trading has always been done electronically. There are other smaller stock exchanges in the US and in other countries, and not all stocks are traded on all exchanges, but as a beginner, you won't have any trouble buying the stocks you want. Like Alyssa, you may be wondering exactly what a stockbroker is and whether or not you need one. A stockbroker acts as an intermediary between an investor and a stock exchange. Much like a real estate broker helps match buyers and sellers of real property, a stockbroker helps match buyers and sellers of stock. In the early 1900s, buying stock wasn't just a click away. If you wanted to invest, you had to work through a broker who served as your connection to the stock market. The broker would pass your order to a trader, the person actually buying or selling shares on the stock exchange, like the New York Stock Exchange. The New York Stock Exchange trading floor was a frenzy of shouting, hand signals, and paper slips where traders jockeyed for position in a chaotic environment to buy or sell shares on your behalf. Each player in this process, brokers, traders, and even the stock exchange, took a piece of the action in the form of commissions. Commissions were high, and these middlemen made trading expensive. Investors, often wealthy, would have to pay significant fees for each transaction, and only those with considerable wealth could afford to participate regularly. For the average person, the stock market felt like a distant, exclusive club. Today, the process of buying and selling stocks has completely transformed. In order to buy and sell stocks, you still need a stockbroker, but your broker is not necessarily an actual human being. Today, your broker may be an online brokerage service using an automated online trading platform instead of a person you call or meet with to discuss your trades. You can now log into a platform like Schwab or TD Ameritrade or Robinhood, where buying or selling stocks is as easy as tapping a screen. There's no need for a trader physically exchanging stock certificates, and you no longer hear the clamor of brokers shouting orders in the crowded stock exchange. You can place orders directly from your computer or an app on your phone. Your online brokerage service then communicates with an electronic stock exchange and lets you know when the trade executes. It all happens almost instantaneously. Buying and selling stock this way allows more people to participate in the market and saves investors money in fees. The only caveat is that you will not have the education and experience of a human broker to guide you as you trade. and that's why I created this educational content for you. It's important that you understand how things work so that you can make informed trades. Today, the New York Stock Exchange trading floor is much quieter, with most trades handled electronically. Brokers on the floor now primarily represent large institutional clients. While the opening and closing bells remain symbolic events, the floor is a mix of modern technology and human intervention for specialized transactions. As we wrap things up on this part of your learning journey, let's make sure you have grasped the most important information with a vocabulary self-check, some quick review questions, and a homework assignment you can share in the comments with your fellow viewers. And if you've ever wondered what the Dow and the S&P 500 actually are, stay tuned for episode 4, where we'll discuss stock indexes. But first, here are a few key terms related to stock markets and exchanges. If there are any you are still unsure about, review the video, search them online, or you can find the definitions in a document you can download from my website, which is linked in the video description. Stock market, stock exchange, New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, stockbroker, intermediary, trader, commission, automated online trading platform, retail investors. Now, let's review what we've learned so far with a few questions to test your understanding. What is the primary function of a stock exchange in the stock market? Describe the differences in trading practices between the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. What role does a stockbroker play in the buying and selling of stocks? How has the process of buying stocks changed from the early 1900s to today? What are some advantages of using an automated trading platform compared to traditional stockbrokers? Finally, I have a fun homework assignment for you. I'd like you to find a stock that is traded on the New York Stock Exchange and another stock that is traded on NASDAQ. Here's what you can do. Pick a stock that you are interested in. It could be one you know or a company you're curious about. Find out which exchange the stock is traded on. Then find a different stock that is traded on the other exchange. If your first stock is on the New York Stock Exchange, find one on NASDAQ and vice versa. Share your findings in the comments below. Name the two companies and the exchanges that they're traded on. And if you're really into this, I have a bonus deep dive question for you. Explore other stock exchanges that are less well known, such as the American Stock Exchange, Amex, or the Toronto Stock Exchange. Find a company that's traded on one of these exchanges and share your findings in the comments. I'll be reading what you have to say, and this is a great way for everyone to see what others are researching. Don't forget to like this video, and if you found it helpful, subscribe to my channel for more tips on investing and check out the links in the description to access additional resources.